Hello guys, so welcome back once again. So in this tutorial, learn how to make this beautiful pencil skirt with a front side slit. So on my table here, you can see I'll be working with this fabric. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers and to the passers-by. You are highly welcome. So without wasting much of our time, so here I have about 2 years of my fabric. This material I have this Ankara I have about 2 years. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use the fullest part of my measurement to which is the hip. So I'm going to divide my hip measurement by 4 plus extra 4 inches. Okay, so that is what I have. You can see I have both the front and back together. So in this case, the front and back, they are all together. So at the down part here, I'll go ahead and fold it because I'll be using lining to turn up. I'll be using lining, so I fold about 2 inches downwards. So from there, I'll go ahead and get my skirt length. So I'm trying to pin it down so that it won't be moving around. So the next thing, now I'll go ahead here at the upper part. I'm going to mark my waistline. So I'll be marking this upper part as my waistline. So now I have my waistline here. So this is my waistline. So from here, I'll go ahead and measure the full length. So the next thing is the hip line, then the knee length. After that, the next thing, you can see my length is ready. So we'll go ahead and input our measurement. So my waist measurement, you're going to divide your waist measurement by 4 plus 4 inches. Okay, so the 4 inches allowance is both for the zipper and for the dart. The zipper, the dart, and the sides opening. So that's why I added 4 inches. So the total allowance I use is 4 inches. Okay, so your waist measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches. So I'll do the same thing on the hip. My hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 4 inches. Okay, so we're adding 4 inches throughout. Later on, we are going to modify so that you'll be able to understand. So I'll connect. After that, then the knee, I'm going to subtract 4 inches from my actual hip measurement. You can decide if you want it more pencil, you can subtract 4 or 3 inches. So the hip measurement, subtract by 4, then whatever you got, you mark it plus your extra 4 inches. Okay, remember we are working with 4 inches. So I'll bring whatever I have here, I'll bring it down to the hemline. I'll mark it like so. So after that, I'm going to connect the lines. So now we are done. So the next thing now is to cut out. I'm going to cut out this part. This is the waist line. So I'm cutting the rough edge of the material. So after cutting it out, so like this, so I'll go ahead and mark from the waistline. I'm going to come down by half an inch. Then I'll connect from the middle point of the front panel. I'm going to connect it to the side. So after that, the next thing now is to cut it out so that we'll be able to work. After cutting, you are going to separate the both. Remember, I'm cutting both the front and back together, so that after cutting, then we'll modify the back and front to achieve our skirt, our pencil skirt. So I've notched the down part, the part where I folded the fabric. So after that, I'll go ahead and cut out this half inch I came down. This is only applicable to the front, so this is just for the front. Don't do it on both. I only cut out the front. So I'm going to flip the front right now. So I'll remove the front so that you'll be able to understand. So you can see I've removed the one part. So the first one is the front, the one I cut the half inch down. So from here now, I'm going to mark out my hip line, the knee line. So remember I added 2 inches. So the zipper allowance, I actually wanted to use 1.5 inch for the zipper. So I'm going to modify it. So I'll mark 1.5. I deduct half inch for the waistline. Then I connected it back into the hip. Then on the knee, I deducted half inch as well. Then I connect it back into the hip. So at this point now, you can see that the hip is having 2 inches for the zipper, which will enable the bum to sit very well. Okay, so I'm go ahead and trim it. So now I've I've actually used my normal 1.5 inch for the zipper. So whereby I created a butt where the boot will sit properly at the hip by using 2 inches. Then the rest, the waist and the rest is 1.5 for the zipper. So now this is it for the back. So the next thing now, you can see I've cut out the lining. So this is my lining. So you can see that my lining is shorter than the fabric. So that is why you can see how. So I'm going to sew it like this. So this will do a turn up for me. So that's the reason for the folding, the 2 inches I folded downwards. So you can see now I'm done with the sewing. So this is for the back. I've gone ahead to sew the back. So you can see the zipper line, I close it down because our slit will be in front. So I even gone ahead to fix the darts. So I'll put this aside. Then let's work on the front. So now this is the front. I've sewed it down, I've turned it, but I've not turned it to the right side. The lining is still on the right side. Remember, you're going to place your lining on the right side before sewing, after which you go ahead and turn it out. So the lining is still in the in the right side. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So now remember our 2 inches were added. We are going to mark 2 inches down. We are going to mark 2 inches. But before marking 2 inches, go ahead and determine where you want your slit to be. So you can see this is the wrong. So this is the inside, is the right face. The lining is still on the right face. I've not turned it out. So if I turn it, this is how it's going to be. So I want my slit to be at the left like this. I'm trying to make sure I'm correct. So you can see my slit opening will be at the left side. So we're going to work on so the markings will start from the right side. So we're going to notch. After notching there, you'll mark your 2 inches. So after your 2 inches, you're going to shift it. You're going to shift. By the time you shift, you're going to get this 4 inches. Remember, we added 4 inches. So now we have gotten a new center. So this is our new center front with the extra 4 inches of allowance we marked area. So this is 4 inches all the way from top to the down. I hope this is clear. So I will flip it to the other side, then we'll proceed. So after getting this, now I'm going to mark from the center front, the new center front. You are going to mark your nipple to nipple measurement, or your darts, your darts. So from that dart, now I'm going to mark that 4 inches. Remember, we have extra 4 inches, you can see. So after that, you're going to get the midpoint of the 4 inches. I hope this is clear. So this is the midpoint of the 4 inches. This is where we are going to cut through. You can see after holding it together, you can see everything is balanced. The excess 4 inches of allowance we had has corresponded to the center front. So now I will mark the line all the way down. So the center of the front of the 4 inches we had there. So I'm marking it down to get a straight line so that my lines will be straight. Okay, so after that now you can see what I have. So I'm trying to correct check. So this is the first line is our dart. Then after the dart, from the dart you mark the 4 inches or allowance you added. Then you get the center front and you slit. So this is the center of the 4 inches. You're going to hold it like this and you pin. So after pinning, you see that the whole thing has corresponded. Now you can see, you can now understand what I'm trying to say. You can see now everything is now equal. All the excess we'll have is now equal. So we have, so this is it. So here now I'm going to slit the middle point of that 4 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut it open. So you go ahead and give it a nice ironing, then you cut. So I'll cut this open now. So remember, you first of all get the side where you want your slit. Normally front slit normally starts from the left side. Yeah, so after that, so this is what I have now. You can see. So this is how I will go ahead and sew. So at this junction now, I'll go ahead and finish the sewing. Remember, I've not turned it to the right side. So I'll go ahead and sew down both sides. After sewing, then I will hold the dart. Then the other side, remember we have gotten one dart leg. So the front, one of the dart legs. So you're going to measure from the middle point, then you hold your dart. So after holding the dart, you're going to hold just a normal skirt dart. So this is what I have here. I'll sew, then I will turn it. I will first of all turn it before holding the dart. So then I'll finish the upper part, the waistline. I'm going to use a bias to bias it, or you can add your band if you want to add band. Okay, so guys, so this is the finished look. This is how it looks like. So you can see the opening is falls at the left side. So you can even go ahead and use your hemming gum to hold it in place. So this is the final look. I've gone ahead to add my zipper. Thank you so much guys for joining me on this particular tutorial. I hope you find this helpful. You can see how the outcome is very neat. Look at the inside. So the upper part, you can see I used the part of the material to finish it. You can go ahead and, so this is the 2 inches of the slit opening. So this is how it looks like. Thank you so much guys. See you in my next video. Bye.